The next speaker is Minna Tolonen from UPM, our guest speaker, and Minna will tell about the sustainable water management procedures at company UPM. And again, a small reminder for the online audience, all the presentations and recordings will be available online later today. So if you joined us at the middle of the event, you will also have the opportunity to have a look at these recordings after the event is been finalized. But Minna, floor is yours. Take over. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Minna Tolonen, and I work for UPM Kymmene Corporation. And water issues are one of my responsibility areas. I started in this job only in the beginning of this year, and my background is from Myllykoski paper mill in Finland. So now I'm going to present UPM's approach to sustainable water management. Here is first content of the presentation. I'm going to tell you a few words about UPM in brief, then about our environmental principles, different projects, and these are only top of an iceberg. Mills have all the time projects going on at the mills, and also R&D is investigating new water technology. So UPM is a Biopore company. We have 23,000 employees, and sales exceeded 10 billion euros last year. We have 3 business areas, which are energy and pulp, paper, and engineered materials. We have production in 17 countries and worldwide sales network. We face everyday wishes and requests from our stakeholders, for example, customers, authorities, and also from legislation. Therefore, we have set 12 key principles which expresses the issues which are important to us and which will guide the way UPM develops in the future. And 5 of these responsibility areas are related to environment, and those are products, climate, forest, waste, and naturally water. Freshwater scarcity and water management will most probably be the one and the next big challenge that companies like UPM will face in the future. For all of these indicators and principles, we have set measures and indicators. And for example, with water, our target is to decrease wastewater volume 15% by 2020. And also chemical oxygen demand 20% by 2020. And the reference year is 2008. And recently we have tightened our COD target because our performance have improved so well. So now it's minus 20%. This is how we manage water-related issue in the whole supply chain. We manage water cycles in forests. We use water efficiently. Mills clean wastewaters in modern and biological wastewater treatment plants. And mills monitor the water quality of the receiving water courses, for example, with bioindicators. This is a case study that we made in UPM Nordland mill in Germany. It was a cooperation with Water Footprint Network. And we assessed both supply chain and paper mill's water footprint. Normally, paper mill's calculation includes only process water and cooling water, but this was a wider scope. It includes also forest and other raw materials. Nordland mill in Germany produces wood-free uncoated and wood-free coated products, 1.4 million tons annually. And it uses water 3.7 to 5 cubic meters per ton of paper, depending on the paper grade. And pulps in this case were from Pietarsaari and Kaukas mill in Finland, which uses borealic forests, and then eucalyptus pulp from Frei Pentas, Uruguay. So, based on this study, 99% of the water footprint originates from the supply chain, and only 1% from direct operations in the paper mill. Total water footprint of an 1 A4 sheet of wood-free uncoated paper was 13 liters, and for wood-free coated, 20 liters. But a water footprint figure itself, whether it's 13 or 300, doesn't tell the actual impact on local watershed level. And water footprint is only one parameter. It should be used in cooperation with carbon footprint and life cycle assessment and with sustainable forest management. The green water explains forest evaporation rate, but it doesn't give a good representation of the role of forest management. For example, forest controls erosion, flooding, it filtrates water, and it provides recreation and food. And in recent studies, water footprint is not considered to be right tool for forest and water. And also, in addition, forests are certificated on PFC and FSC management systems, which also have regulation on water issues. Then blue water footprint, that was only minor, around 1%, and it is the water evaporated during paper production. Pietarsaari pulp mill was a special case because it takes the water from the local river and after cleaning it releases back to another water course, Baltic Sea. So that's why the blue water footprint was quite high, although the water itself did not disappear. Also, Nordland's paper mill's blue water print was high because mill uses groundwater and releases it after cleaning it into another water course, local river. Grey water and water pollution level give an insight and additional information to permit level requirements. Biotest and ecological status mapping are more informative, and they also measure actual impact of a mill's effluent. And in Nordland case, mill was evaluated to be sustainable. Water has been one of the key elements for a long time. For example, when mill locations were decided already 100 years ago, water was one element in those decisions. We have mapped all pulp and paper mills' water stress index with World Business Council Sustainable Development Tool. And as Elina mentioned, you can see that this water stress index 0 means that there is no water stress, and it is blue on the map. And on the first picture, you can see the map of United States, and there the mills Blandin and Madison, which are in water abundance areas. Then UPM mill in France, close to Paris, has some water stress. index was 0.38. But on the other hand, the water intake of the mill is minimum, for example, 0.1% of the whole water flow. And also areas close to big cities are normally marked as water scarcity areas because its calculation is based on population. Also, Jiangsu mill in China has some form of scarcity, but all the other mills are located in area where there is water available. And we will also plan to test local water tools in the future. European water stewardship is an integrative system for businesses to assess, verify and evaluate sustainable water management practices. In this system, there are 4 principles and a lot of criteria. First one is to achieve and maintain sustainable water abstraction in terms of water quantity. Second one is to ensure the achievement and maintenance of good water status in terms of chemical quality and biological elements. Third one is to restore and preserve water cycle related high conservation value areas. And fourth one is to achieve equitable and transparent water governance. UPM tested this European water stewardship management system at Hürth mill in Germany, and pilot showed good performance with all principles. And here is a quote from Maria Valle from European water stewardship about our performance of the pilot. This tool could be useful in water scarcity locations, but on the other hand, UPM pulp and paper mills have EMA's environmental statement and ISO 14000 environmental system in use, so there is some overlapping between these different systems. And this project was also a good possibility to give practical feedback of the paper production perspective to this standard development work. UPM conducted an extensive bioindicator study last summer. We collected a lot of surveillance data of the mill's effluent water courses, and the goal was to evaluate the ecological state of pulp and paper mill sites' effluent discharge areas, and also to analyze the role of UPM on the observed results. And UPM treats all pulp and paper mills' effluents with modern biological treatment plants before releasing wastewater into watercourse. And biological treatment stage is often an effective way to remove dissolved organic contaminants and nutrients. Last year, Kymi pulp mill in Finland invested in oxygen delignification in its pulp line, and the targets were to reduce wastewater emissions and the need for process chemicals, and the results were good. The AOX emissions of the effluent decreases significantly. Pietarsaari pulp mill was one of the first Finnish biological treatment plants invested in late 1980s, and now mill is rebuilding the effluent treatment plant. And the target is to increase production efficiency and to reduce impacts of environment. And the investment is 30 million euros. We have also effluent projects going on at Nordland and Plattling in Germany. For example, Nordland invested in moving biofilm bed reactor as the first part of the effluent treatment plant. Then we have material efficiency programs at the mills. The target is to reduce process water consumption and lower solid losses. And we had altogether 17 projects at 9 different mills last year. So here is UPM's practical approach to water issues. We monitor local water availability. We manage natural water cycles in forests. Mills decrease water consumption, and over here you can see a 10-year graph of our development in pulp mills and in paper mills. And we also undertake water quality studies. And one of our recent actions was a Baltic Sea Action Group commitment. It includes revision of the UPM's restricted list of chemicals. UPM wants to avoid using chemicals that are posing a harmful threat to water ecosystem, and therefore we will update the list, communicate it to all relevant suppliers, and screen all our chemicals. So as you can see, we have projects going on all the time, and you can read about our results, the current and the future projects in our webpage, upm.com. Thank you.
Thank you, Minna, for the practical examples highlighting the work already done. Of course, there's a lot more to do, but that's for the next occasions then.